Hello and thanks for staying with us at Asset Television. Welcome to the news at this hour. I am Emanuela Akwaya. First, the headline. FCT Minister Wike moves to demolish structures on waterways. Tinubu appoints Abel Enitan as new head of service. 23 people dead after attack on Biripire community in Mango. Now the news in detail. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has begun demolition of buildings obstructing waterways in Maitama, Abuja, as part of measures to restore drainage channels and tackle flooding in the nation's capital.
The enforcement exercise began on Tuesday, following directives from the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, who ordered the removal of structures built on or blocking designated waterways channels across the FCT. Earlier during the week, Wike announced that the demolition will take place between Tuesday and Saturday, warning that buildings found on waterways will be pulled down. The beginning of the exercise in Maitama marks the first phase of the enforcement operation, with authorities expected to move into other parts of Abuja where buildings and other structures have been identified as obstructing waterways. The FCT administration maintains the structures built on drainage channels and waterways pose significant risks to effective flood management and undermine the Abuja Urban City Master Plan framework. The latest operation is aimed at clearing designated waterways channels of illegal structures and improving the flow of stormwater within the city. Authorities are expected to continue the exercise in other parts of the city identified as having buildings or structures encroaching on waterways. Mania OCB, Asset Television News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Abel Olumunyiwa Enitan, as the new head of Civil Service of the Federation. Enitan's appointment takes effect from August 27, 2026, according to a statement issued on Wednesday by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. He succeeds Mrs. Didi Esther Walson-Jack, who is due for retirement from the Federal Civil Service after attaining the statutory retirement age of 60. Enitan, an indigene of Osun State, is currently the most senior permanent secretary in the Federal Civil Service. He has served as a permanent secretary for 7 years and 7 months. During his career, he has served at the Ministry of Police Affairs, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and the Office of the Vice President. He is currently the permanent secretary in the Federal Ministry of Education. The presidency said Enitan brings extensive institutional experience and a strong understanding of the operations of the Federal Civil Service to his new role. He commended the outgoing head of service, Walson-Jack, for her contributions to the development of the civil service, particularly the reforms, innovations, and institutional improvements recorded during her tenure. His appointment makes him the next senior-most administrative head of Nigeria's Federal Civil Service, with a mandate to sustain ongoing reforms and improve service delivery across government institutions. The Solid Minerals Development Fund, an agency under the Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals Development in Nigeria, is set to hold 2 live information sessions for prospective applicants seeking grant funding under its early-stage mineral exploration and research grant endowment initiative.
According to the fund, the sessions scheduled for Thursday 20th through Friday 21st August 2026 are designed to provide applicants with detailed guidelines, requirements available for streams and application processes. The interactive sessions will be hosted by the Emerge team, giving prospective applicants an opportunity to ask questions and receive clarifications before submitting their applications. The first session will focus on exploration and critical minerals on Thursday, August 20th from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. The second session, dedicated to research and development, is scheduled for Friday, August 21st from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. The fund is urging all interested individuals, researchers, innovators, and other eligible stakeholders to take advantage of the sessions and gain more and better understanding of the grants program. SMDF formally launched the Early Stage Mineral Exploration and Research Grants Endowment Emerge, a new initiative aimed at supporting mineral exploration, critical minerals development, and research across Nigeria's mining sector. It is also to provide competitive grants to bridge financing gaps, generate reliable geological data, and fund applied geosciences research and critical mineral development. Mania OCB, Asset Television News.
Asset will be back after the short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break. Cross River State Governor Senator Edet Basi Otu has said his administration will continue to build human capacity as well as create enabling environments for investors willing to come to the state. He said his administration is anchored on People's First policy, which has continued to encourage the citizens in believing in the policies of government. The governor, who was represented by Emmanuel Oguche, one of his special advisors at one award ceremony in Abuja, said his administration has been able to identify economic and agricultural growth as clear means of achieving key objectives of governance. Otu, however, admits that the challenge remains to build a subnational hub that is progressive, sustainable, and can advance the aspirations and visions of the citizens of Cross River State. Adding that it is heartwarming to state that government has made positive strides on several economic and agricultural fronts, including the formal full ownership of the Tinapa Business and Leisure Resort from the Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCOM. At least 23 people, including women and children, have been reportedly killed in a major reprisal attack on Binpa community in Kombo district of Mango local government area of Plateau State, in an incident believed to have been linked to an earlier attack on Fulani residents in the area. The fresh violence occurred in the early hours of Tuesday, August 18, 2026, when suspected Fulani militants reportedly infiltrated Bimpa from the neighboring Bokos axis through an isolated route and launched an attack on the community. The attack has further heightened tensions in an area already struggling with a cycle of violence, retaliation, displacement, and destruction of livelihoods. A military security source disclosed to newsmen that troops of Sector 8, Operation Enduring Peace, responded to the attack on the isolated village shortly after the incident was reported. Upon arrival, the troops conducted a sweep of the general area, but the attackers had already withdrawn from the community. The joint team later conducted an exploitation of the village and recovered 16 corpses of local residents, including women and children. However, the military said search efforts are still ongoing to establish details of casualty figures and ascertain the cause of the incident. A woman identified as Berida Irawo, who was allegedly set on fire by her husband during a domestic dispute in Lokoja, Kogi State, has pleaded for his forgiveness following his arrest. The incident, which occurred at Oworo Estate, Felele, Lokoja on Friday, August 14, 2026, a fresh development has now emerged after Pastor John Esiga Abo visited the victim at the hospital on Tuesday, August 18, 2026. Abu said Berida Irawo is in stable condition and is expected to be discharged anytime soon. He also revealed that the woman has pleaded for her husband, Jacob Irawo, to be forgiven despite the alleged attack. The earlier incident reportedly followed a domestic disagreement after Berida allegedly burnt some of her husband's clothes without his permission, believing he no longer used them. The disagreement reportedly escalated after Jacob became angry and allegedly used petrol from his motorcycle to set his wife on fire. He further raised concerns about Jacob's behavior and made statements immediately after the incident, saying they appeared incoherent. The latest developments has added an unexpected dimension to the case, with the victim now appealing for forgiveness while she continues her recovery. The incident has also renewed concerns about the dangers of domestic disputes escalating into violence and the importance of seeking peaceful intervention when family disagreements become difficult to manage. Nigerian singers Wike and Davido have clashed on social media over an unreleased collaboration, Come My Way. The disagreement was sparked by comments made by Davido during a recent podcast interview, which he shared on his Instagram story. Afrobeat icon Davido said that the collaboration was shelved after he disagreed with Wike on how the song should be released. He added that Wike initially approached him to feature on the song, after which he recorded a verse. He maintained that the disagreement arose when Wike planned to release the original song first. Davido also pointed out that he did not write his verse with the intention of releasing it as a remix, adding that the disagreement over the proposed release arrangement was responsible for the collaboration not being released.
So, he heard me at the time, like, to do the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he brought it to me.
Yeah. Okay.
But he hadn't released it.
Yeah.
So I recorded that verse, and that verse is stupid hard.
It's so sick.
So good.
Yeah. So I recorded it, and then obviously you see there's a video, like,
Yeah.
some of us dancing, and then
Back in the
I
day.
think, I don't know what was it that he wanted to drop the song first, then I used my own for remix or I can't remember. So I think I was like, oh no, Zio, like,
Yeah.
bro, like, I didn't record it as a remix now.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? So that's how it didn't come out, but
Hey.
it would have been.
However, Wike rejected Davido's account in a post on X, arguing that Come My Way allegedly had a release plan and date before the disagreement. The disagreement later escalated on social media as Davido subsequently responded to him on X, leading to a further exchange of words between both artists. However, as the war of words continues between the two of them, their fans and industry watchers have urged them to sheath their swords. And that's the size of our package at this hour. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles for more news updates. On behalf of the news crew, I'm Emanuela Akwaya. Thanks for watching.